Hi everybody, and welcome to our training video on adding and enrolling a dependent with a disability into the Benefits 24/7 system. So as you know, the process for adding this type of dependent requires just a little bit more information than other dependent types. And we just really want to be sure that you and your employees understand what information is needed and how to get that information processed timely. And as your presenter today, my name is Debbie Crumples, and I'm a member of the Outreach and Training Unit within the Employee and Retiree Benefits Division. So first, before we get started, here are those important reminders again that the preferred web browser for logging into Benefits 24/7 is Chrome, and here's that link that will take you to the Benefits 24/7 training environment because again, for now, it is only the training environment until the live version of Benefits 24/7 is available on the PEBB Benefits Administrator website in early May. Okay, so as you can see, I am already logged into Benefits 24/7 as a benefits administrator with the Department of Ecology. So here is the scenario for this training video. We have an employee who has already been added to Benefits 24/7. He is still within his 31 newly eligibility window. He's already gone into his side of Benefits 24/7, gone through the newly eligible wizard, and gone ahead and selected which medical and dental plan he'd like to be enrolled in, as well as any supplemental coverage options that were available to him. But he does have a dependent with a disability, so he has gotten out of the system. He knows that he needs to have some additional information. So now he's ready to come back in, or you as the benefits administrator have gotten this additional information from him and it needs to also be added to his account within his newly eligible 31-day window. So we're going to go back into the Manage Subscribers tile. We're going to go ahead and look up that employee, and this employee would happen to be Rocky Balboa. So I'm going to go ahead and type in this employee's last name, search for him, and voila, here he is. I'm going to go ahead and click next to his name, click on Manage Associated Subscriber. And as you can see, if I scroll down the page here, here is the employee's dashboard. That newly eligible wizard is still available to the employee because they have through April the 17th to make any changes that they would like during that time frame. So let's go ahead and click on that newly eligible wizard, and that will take us out to the screen that's going to ask you, does this employee have dependents to add to their account? And we're going to say yes, and go ahead and click on next. So we'll come down the screen just a little bit and go ahead and add this dependent information. So this is going to be Lindsay Balboa. January 1, 1996 for a birth date. This would be female, and then gender identity female. The relationship is going to be his child, and then you will see that the application automatically recognizes, based on this dependent's birth date that was entered, that this is a dependent with a disability. So we'll go ahead and give this dependent a social security number. Okay, so here's what I'd like to bring to your attention. It says here to you and also to the employee, if they are enrolling a dependent child with a disability age 26 or older, that they must also complete this PEBB certification of a dependent with a disability. So I am going to, instead of clicking on this, I'm going to go up here because I already have it pulled up. So the reason we are even sharing this with you as a benefits administrator is because on a lot of occasions, we get newly eligible employees who have a child with a disability who is age 26 or older, and they get confused. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing in the way of additional documentation or who it goes to or how long they have to get that to us in order to get that dependent enrolled in their PEBB coverage. And that is not what we want. We want people to be able to get everything done within the time period allotted so that these dependents can actually be added and have coverage as soon as they are eligible to have coverage. So the first thing that we're asking you to do is when you identify that you have an employee with this type of dependent, to be sure that you're working with them to get everything done as they need to. And that might even mean reaching out to them to help them. So the first one is be sure that the employee is going ahead and adding them in the enrollment process to either the medical or the dental or both when they're going ahead and doing their enrollment process within Benefits 24/7. And also here under number 2, to let the employee know that this certification form has to be fully completed and mailed to the appropriate address within that 31 days of becoming newly eligible. And it's just not just mailed within 31 days. This form has to be received within that 31 days by the appropriate parties, and we will talk about that here in just a second. So further down the page is where once the employee has this entire form completed, which it is a 6-page form, so we do make sure that want to make sure that the employee gets it completely filled out, is to go ahead and return it to one of these places. So if they are enrolling this dependent in dental coverage only, then this is the address that they're going to mail that to. If they're enrolling this dependent in medical coverage, that means that's going to be with or without dental coverage. Then where they send this completed form is going to depend on which medical plan they have enrolled this dependent in. So if it's Kaiser Northwest, it's this address. If it's Kaiser Washington, it's this address. And if it's Uniform Medical, it's this address. And to just remind them that they're going to need to go ahead and put their information here. They're going to need to provide some information about their child who has a disability, and they're going to also need to get with the child's medical provider to ensure that they get that information as well as some medical information about that child that will help us determine if they meet the eligibility criteria to be on PEBB coverage after the age of 26 with a qualifying disability. So we just ask that you please really help them get this done timely. So now we're back at the adding the dependent page. So we'll go ahead down the screen and go ahead and click on the residential address. It is the same as the subscriber address, and go ahead and click on let's add coverage to this dependent. So in this instance, it's asking which benefit type do you want to enroll this dependent in. We're going to say both medical and dental. And again, the system is able to identify based on the dependent's birthday that they will need to do the attestation for tobacco use surcharge. So we'll click on that. So we're going to say that this dependent does not use tobacco products, so we will proceed to the dependent review. And again, on this screen, you're just seeing that we're adding this dependent with this birthday, this type of dependent. They're going to be enrolled in both medical and dental. No surcharges will apply. So we will go ahead and save and finish this dependent. Saying that you've successfully added this dependent, would you like to add more? And we're going to go ahead and say no. Click on next. Just asking you to review now who you have just added. So we've added this dependent. Here's all of their information. Again, it allows the edit that dependent if you or the employee would like to do that. And we'll go ahead and click on uploading eligibility documents. So right at the top here, you're going to see this little pinkish, peachy box for document upload. So the system is going to recognize on this page that the subscriber is trying to enroll a dependent with a disability. So it's going to remind the employee that that certification should not be uploaded here, that they would need to follow the instructions on the form for where to send it. But this dependent does need to have dependent verification documents uploaded here. So just remember that those dependents with a disability need dependent verification, proving that they are the subscriber's dependent, and also that certification to be mailed to the appropriate carrier that's listed on the form. So we will go down here and do select file to upload a birth certificate for the dependent with a disability. And as you can see, that's uploaded here, and it's also going to load down here. It's just asking us what kind of document is this, and we know it's a birth certificate, and this is going to apply to Lindsay. So we'll click that box and go ahead and upload and confirm the changes. It's just letting us know that yes, it's accepted those documents, so now we can proceed to elect coverage. So a couple of things here to be aware of. Remember, the employee already went through the wizard, did his plan elections, and saved that. So anytime during that 31-day window, he could come in here and he could change this. So if he wants to go to the Uniform Classic plan, he could do that. Just recognize that any of the plans he chooses, because he has this dependent with the disability that he's adding, the system is going to kind of remind him, hey, don't forget that you must certify this child with a disability with your provider, so the medical provider, to get that form in. So I'm going to go ahead and click on next, and again, this employee has gone ahead and selected the Delta Care. And something that I'd like to show the BAs here is that when your employees go ahead and say, I'd like the Delta Care dental plan, there is going to be this big red message at the bottom just saying, hey, just remember that Delta Care is a managed care plan and that you're going to have to use their dentists that are in the network. So before you enroll, contact Delta Care at this phone number to make sure that the provider you're interested in using will accept this plan. So we've had a lot of people accidentally enroll in this thinking that it was like Delta Dental, when that is really not what it is. It's Delta Care, it's a managed care plan, and then later they come back and change their mind and say, I didn't mean to click on that. So this could really help employees understand the differences so we don't have those nuances later. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on next. And basically, this is just going to confirm what is happening with the medical and dental enrollments. So it's showing that Rocky and Lindsay are now added. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that and complete the tobacco attestation. Now, just remember again that this employee has already done their tobacco attestation, but we're going to go ahead and click through next. And this is where they could change it still within that 31-day eligibility window. They could come out and say, oh dear, I don't smoke or use tobacco products. How did I miss that? So I'm going to go down here and say, no, I don't use those. I don't want to pay that surcharge. So they still have time to go ahead and correct that within their 31 days. So I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to go ahead and click on next through the legal notice, and it's just letting me know that my account will not be charged this $25 surcharge. So now I'm going to go out to the supplemental coverage options. So I'm going to scroll down the page here for this employee, and again, this employee has elected the 60% plan, does not want to change their mind, so we're going to leave that alone. We're going to go to continue and review, and basically here is that summary of coverage just showing the employee who's now on the coverages, that medical plan, the dental plan, and how much that's going to cost. So we'll just go ahead and click on next. And on this page, it just shows this employee's life insurance enrollments and long-term disability enrollments. So we'll go ahead and click on next. Sometimes people will go out into that newly eligible wizard. They only want to make a small change, and that's all. And then they go ahead up here. They go ahead and just get out of it, right? They click on one of these, or they go back to their dashboard. And we are asking that anytime within this 31-day window that they are making any kind of change, please be sure they go through to the very last page with that legal notice where it's the step 6 confirmation, and go ahead and confirm. And this is where you'll know that it's done, because it's telling you it's all done and that you could download that summary of elections if you would like. So we will go back to the employee's dashboard. And then when you click on the Manage Dependents tab, this is where you will see that dependent added to this subscriber's account. And do keep in mind that even though they are enrolled under this subscriber, they will not actually be fully enrolled until the dependent verification is verified on the dependent verification tile, which we will cover in another video, and until that certification form for the child with a disability is received within the time frame and approved. So now that you know how to add and enroll a dependent with a disability into Benefits 24/7, here are those follow-up resources in case you have any questions about Benefits 24/7. So first, you can send us your questions through the HCA support portal, and when you're creating your ticket, just be sure to select the Benefits 24/7 online enrollment system as your inquiry type. You can also reach out to our outreach and training team at the number that is listed here. And even though we don't have this available yet, there will be a link coming soon to a Benefits 24/7 Benefits Administrator User Guide. And then finally, we will be continuing to create and post some additional detailed training videos for Benefits 24/7. And just know that the user guide and videos will be located on the PEBB Benefits Administrator website once they become available. And for your employees, again, when they need help with Benefits 24/7, you as their benefits administrator are going to be their point of contact. So that wraps up our video training on adding and enrolling a dependent with a disability into Benefits 24/7. Thank you for watching.